You're a piece of shit because you abandoned your kid.
IP2.
Abandoned your kid.
10. Here you go. Ski Mask is a little hoe. We're gonna put him up on the television show. Please, let me see your face. All right. Here you go. Ski Mask is a little hoe. We're gonna put him up on the television show.
You're so great. Oh, Randy, you're a piece of shit. Well, that's the truth.
You're wrong, but what, you want to have a, I'll let you talk, but if you want, we should do a little freestyle battle. I'm kind of in the freestyle mood.
I can't rap no more.
I'm not that good, but, well, yeah, you're not in a good mood. We won't
You're hype. You're hype, though. You got all the energy.
Dude, I see how you get, though. You get that little in you, and it's like, you know, you gotta, fuck you, skip. Fuck you, skip. Fuck you, skip. All right. Here you go. Ski Mask is a little hoe. We're gonna put him up on the television show. Please, let me see your face. All right. Here you go. Ski Mask is a little hoe. We're gonna put him up on the television show.
2 clocks right here, tatted on your chest, and here you are.
Here you go. Ski Mask is a little hoe. We're gonna put him up on the television show. Please, let me see your face. All right. Here you go. Ski Mask is a little hoe. We're gonna put him up on the television show.
Oh, man. You know,
Here you go. Ski Mask is a little hoe. We're gonna put him up on the television show. Please, let me see your face. All right. Here you go.
Come on, white motherfucking train. Yo, welcome to the NJCourts show. I welcome you, take a ticket. Now you're gonna get kinda lifted, cause I know some of you like a puff, give it. Oh no, but to get your pocket in, welcome to the show, cause we're about to get it when we roll. Yo, that's what's up, about to get a hug, about to show this allegation, that's what's up. Oh, I don't like to lie, I don't like to allegate, I just got the facts and I ain't why. But why do you wanna try with me? Do you wanna lie? Cause I'm about to show you how I get thrifty, and that's how I got this shit. I'm about to not embarrass you, but I'm about to get lifted with it. As I put it down, got the straight facts and I don't clown around, yo. So welcome to the NJC show. Wait, did I say NJ and NYC show? Yo, I don't know what's up. I'm kinda lifting on the 40 ounce that I drank. What's up, yo? Here we go. Welcome to the fucking show. It ain't about ski masks, it's the controller, yo. So sit down, don't clown around, don't take a blue cause you're about to pass out.
Stop when I want to. I'm not addicted.
Your court television news starting now.
Hey. Welcome to the NJCourts show. It's Sunday night. And that's all I got right now. Cause I didn't even prep my song. Just kidding, y'all. I'm just going to get straight to it tonight because we got a lot of stuff to go over. So welcome to the NJCourts TV show, everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening. It is a Sunday evening. It is the 23rd of April of the beautiful year of 2023, my fellow folks. So thank you again. I know y'all can be doing a lot of other things this evening, a lot of cool shows on Sunday night on all those big broadcasting channels. A lot of other stuff going on the tube. So I appreciate it. Thank you all for joining me this evening. Like I said, I know a lot of us have to be at work. It's a little bit getting late here on the East Coast. So we're going to get right to it. I just do want to thank everybody for joining. I want to say hi to all the mods tonight. I want to thank all the jury members this evening. And with that being said, let's get straight to it. All right. So tonight, we got a few topics that we're going to be covering. I kind of try to put them all in the thumbnail. So hopefully I kind of gave you a little bit of an idea of what's going on this evening, but let's just break it down. So first thing we're going to be going over this evening is we're going to kind of wrap up the Ganval court case. I'm currently downloading a new video that I've just kind of edited. That should be ready here shortly. I apologize that I didn't have it immediately ready, but it will be ready. I actually had to upgrade my editing software in order to download it because it was over 10 minutes. So that's where the technical difficulty came in, was the upgrade came just about 10, 20 minutes ago, and I'm currently downloading the video now. So hang in there, but that video will be ready. So we'll be wrapping up with the Ganval court case just with a new video that none of us had a chance to look at. I do want to remind everybody, if you are a current jury member and you hadn't had a chance to watch the whole Tuesday night panel show, which included the full court coverage, that is available to you right now. Let's see here. For most of us, we did all catch in or stop in on Tuesday night. We had 200 plus viewers watching. Very interesting show. If some of you missed it, we played the first. Pretty much what was going to go on was I was going to break the court coverage down into 2 nights. The first night was going to be the first part of the court coverage. Second night was going to be the second part. Okay. What ended up happening is because of the panel show, we actually had a panel guest, which was Ms. Shaneberg. She was actually the victim of this whole pretty much issue, why we were here at court. Now, please keep in mind, this individual, Ganval, there was no, so pretty much this didn't go into a jury trial, didn't go into any trial. So there's not guilty or guilty. Essentially what happened was this case was squashed by the prosecutor's office, which means squashed, definition of it, you can look it up, just means pretty much not going forth with the case. As simple as that, okay? We'll get a little bit into that. We covered a lot of that on Tuesday. So like I said, we're just going to be kind of just ending or closing that case. But as far as a discussion, that took all place on Tuesday night. Again, most of us were there to witness that live. We went from the first part into the panel show. And without me being knowing, we were surprised by Ms. Shaneberg, who stopped in, gave us about a 15 to 25 minute talk as far as an insight of her point of view of what was going on with the court case. It brought a lot of insight, like I said. She also was able to explain kind of a little bit of the past of as to kind of how this all, happened, where this started with, as far as the first kind of, essentially, the first case of her receiving allegedly a cyber stalking issue with this individual. So if you haven't a chance to take a look at that, that is going to be posted for everybody either by the end of tonight. We are going to be actually looking at some of that video today. So again, if there's anything that you may have missed, everybody's going to have the ability to check that video out either by this evening or tomorrow. But like I said, tonight we are going to be taking a look at some of that video. But what I did was I also edited another piece of video onto that. Some of y'all may not be aware, but I did have 2 cameras that day. One camera was focused on kind of like a big overview of everybody. The second camera was just focused over at the prosecutor's table where Ganval and his prosecution team was sitting at, okay? So that's kind of the new video that none of us saw. So what I did is I kind of spliced that into one video so you can actually see what's going on with the prosecution's table, and at the same time, you can see the whole court procedure at one. So pretty cool video. Like I said, that's uploading right now. Looks like we got maybe about 10 minutes left. And as soon as that's uploaded, it's right onto the computer. So I don't have to wait for it to upload again. So as soon as that's uploaded, we'll get right to that. But in the meantime, let's discuss something we got going on tomorrow. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. Got my other phone going on. So I'm reading the chat. So just so y'all know, I can see everybody's emojis. Super stickers we'll be able to see. And as a matter of fact, speaking of super stickers, this morning we had a walk-in talk, and I apologize because I did not have the, I guess I didn't have the notification turn on for the Cash App, but we did receive a Cash App this morning. So I want to thank Anonymous for that $10 Cash App. The note was $10 to get some snacks for the fur babies. So definitely going to get some snacks with that, with the fur babies. They've got a lot of snacks now, but we'll go get a toy or maybe something different than what they have tomorrow. So if you have a way of contacting me, letting me know if there's a specific snack you want me to get with your donation. So thank you so much, Anonymous, for that. I apologize I didn't catch that during the walk and talk, and I wasn't able to shout you out. So thank you. That reminded me of that. So thank you so much for that donation. Now, so super stickers, super chat, I can read that. That's where I was going with that. So got the phone here. Let's see what else. Yeah. So what I wanted to get into next was the Controlla case. Some of you may not be aware that tomorrow is going to be Controlla's hearing. Big, in my opinion, and you may not have seen it much from her. I haven't watched much of her. I was busy. As soon as I pretty much got done with the court coverage, flew into Vegas and just started my full work week from there. So I've literally flew from Vegas back here, started, work week started in Vegas, continued here up until about a few hours ago. Well, did the walk and talk this morning, worked again, and now I'm done. Got a long week this week as well, too. So, again, I know a lot of people were wanting to hear kind of an update from Tuesday, but thank you for your patience because it was a very busy week for me. So thank you so much for that. Here we are. So tomorrow, Controlla case, all right? So what I was saying was that I didn't catch a lot of stuff going on. So I just caught a little bit of I think she had a panel show yesterday. But she seemed just to be like a normal day for Controlla, which, hey, to each their own. Me personally, I'd be getting a little nervous. I honestly probably wouldn't even been on the internet up until this was over. But hey, like I said, everybody's different. With that being said, though, tomorrow is her court case, okay? Tomorrow is going to be the follow-up to whether she's going to take the plea deal or not. If she does take the plea deal, we know what's going to happen, right? The big thing is she's going to be having to take a felony for the child endangerment. That's a pretty serious felony, okay? That's going to come with some serious consequences. We didn't, at the time, hear any jail time. Again, that could change if this goes into a jury trial, okay? Like I said, I probably am 100% sure that her public defender is definitely telling her to take the plea deal. Whether she is, I'm not sure. The last time I case, she was not going to take the plea deal. She did not want the felony on her record. And, the next thing was going to be going into a jury trial, which, everybody has that right. But I'm going to tell you, just like you had a chance to see that video, so are those jury members. And I think it's going to be pretty easy for them to determine whether who's guilty or not. But hey, like I said, that's 100% Controlla's, decision. She has every right to that. Whether the public defender tells her, please don't do it, please don't do it, please don't do it, she can do it if she wants. I mean, she can even fire her public defender, represent herself. As much as the judge is probably going to say, don't do it, and do as much as they can to not let her continue on doing that, which I'm not saying that would happen. I'm just saying ultimately the ball is in her court. Okay. It's just whether she makes the right decision or not. And she takes the plea tomorrow. That should pretty much conclude the trial. Okay. The next thing is going to be kind of the sentencing phase. All right. If she doesn't, then we're going to go to a jury trial. If it does go to the jury trial, that's probably going to be another month or so, probably a little bit longer. There's going to be a lot of stuff that needs to happen before that jury trial, a lot of prep stuff, a lot of things going on with the selection of the jury. So it's just not going to be, hey, next court hearing is a jury trial. So if that happens tomorrow, we'll go more into that and how that works and all that. But if it does, by all means, it's going to give us plenty of time to get that coverage, get more information about what's going on, and definitely some court coverage that I hope to provide for you guys if it's available. So if this continues on, there's pretty much a good chance that we're going to be providing that second court coverage for you. Okay. Can't make a promise yet. I don't even know what's going to happen till tomorrow. Either way, I will provide a follow-up that might be immediately after the hearing. It might be at the end of the day. It might be the next day. As soon as I receive the news of what's happened, and I'm sure we're going to hear it from her, I'll bring that news to you all. So be patient, but that is going to be happening tomorrow. So there will be, an answer to that tomorrow, probably in the afternoon. Whether it comes from her mouth or mine, I'm not sure yet. But either way, I'm sure everybody's going to find out what the conclusion was of that case, whether it's going to go to the jury trial or it ends tomorrow by her accepting the plea deal. All right, so let me just crack open my brewski for the night. Got my mini little Coca-Cola. With that, hey, anybody enjoying a beer tonight? Enjoy one for me. Cheers. But with that being, okay, video's almost done. Great. Just checking on that. Let's see. What else do we got going on? Oh, we got a few other good little things in store for y'all this evening. Of course, like you said, or not like you said, like you probably saw in the thumbnail, we're going to be going over the new character stuck in my head from that whole ski mask debacle of, this whole, he's a character. No, he's not. Individual is the better word to use. We're going to be discussing the new individual, that we're going to be providing a court coverage for you. And when I mean that is, as of right now, we're going to be discussing the, what's going on with this individual. I will tell you this, their hearing is coming up tomorrow. There's actually 2 hearings going on tomorrow. So we're going to be taking a look at some of that information. Obviously, I'm not going to be there tomorrow, but not to worry. These are just going on with this individual that's actually been separated into, I believe, what I've read, 2 different type of hearings. And we'll go over that here shortly. But this morning on the walk and talk, though, I did see a lot of people in the comments that were suggesting some other people. And like I said, I'm very open to that. It's not even the end of this month yet. This other individual is probably going to be the main focus of next month. But, if the Controlla court case wraps up tomorrow, obviously the court case with Ganval is already complete. Why not? Again, I am pretty busy next month with my personal schedule, but if I can fit it in, it's going to get fitted in. All right, let's see. TT at NJCourts, did you enjoy our Sunshine State? TT, I did. Very beautiful state. It was the first time I was in Florida. Definitely would love to go back. I know I was just in one small area of Florida, as big as the state it is, and I can just imagine how much more beautiful the state is. But I enjoyed my stay much. It was a pretty emotional, shitty day, the day of the court coverage, but the next day, so pretty much this could have very well gone into a second day. As a matter of fact, it was almost about to go into a jury trial that afternoon. It did not. And again, that was because the prosecution decided not to do that. The judge, as a matter of fact, was already getting ready to say, hey, we're going to be convening and meeting up back at 1 o'clock. And then that's when the prosecutor jumped up. I'm sure most of y'all saw that towards the end of the last, when we were covering the Ganval court coverage on Tuesday. So next day, obviously, there wasn't any court going on. So I got to enjoy some of the, tourist attractions, you could say, located near the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. So your state is very beautiful. Thank you for allowing me to join everybody there. And I'm glad we were able to provide the court coverage that we did. Things can happen. Look at like what happened with Ski Mask, right? We showed up, and because he decided to make a lie, said he had COVID, we weren't able to provide the full court coverage that day. We did other things. Like I said, we went over the court clerk's office, got some paperwork that exposed a lot of the nasty shit that he had been lying about in regards to the injury to his mom. But that's another day. We've already discussed that. We're not going to get into that. The point I'm trying to make is, with court, I'm not a fortune teller. A lot of shit can happen. As a matter of fact, these last 2 court hearings with Controlla, okay, we had, her pretty much tried to, have the police officer that was in there kind of intimidate me. She asked, is he allowed in here? Again, I have permission to attend all these hearings. This is signed off ultimately at the end by pretty much the judge that is going to be, in charge of that hearing. So in that case, there was no issue. As a matter of fact, the officer was very polite. He checked my ID to check it towards the paperwork that was there. Pretty much told Controlla, hey, this individual is allowed to be here and is allowed to film. They have a media credential. And that was it. Okay, we moved on. In the Ganval case, it actually got to the point where his lawyer actually tried to pretty much say that, she did not want to have her picture or image, in part of the video, yada, 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 pretty much in an attempt to have me removed from the court. And it did not work. Pretty much same thing. The judge had to let her know, hey, I'm the one who gave him permission. As a matter of fact, you're going to be going on this individual's YouTube channel. The judge was already aware of, this court coverage and, this channel and what it provides. And the fact that this court coverage was probably going to be posted that afternoon. So judge was very aware of everything, very professional about everything, and I appreciate that. I will say this, the judicial system in Florida, as far as them, working with me in the media, they are very professional at that, and I appreciate that. So, there's been many attempts by these individuals already, Ski Mask, making up the lie that he had COVID and not showing up. And with these last two people pretty much not making up, but trying to have, me tossed out for whatever reason they could come up, which didn't work. So again, where I'm going with this is a lot of stuff can happen, even when we show up to these cases. So I was very fortunate that, everything happened just like it was supposed to. And we provided the court coverage like I had told you. So, it could have gone another way, but it didn't. When you prep as much as I do for these court coverage cases, it shouldn't go that way. But hey, shit happens, like they say, right? Knock on wood. We've been providing the coverage A-OK, and we're going to continue with that. All right. Let's see here. And sorry, I know a lot of people are out saying hi again. Like I said, it's Sunday night, so I wanted to jump right into the news. So I'm not trying to be unpolite by not saying hi to everybody, but I see, a lot of the members here, jury members, shout out to you guys, and shout out to all the homies and OGs out there, and to all the new subscribers, everybody, that's just been joining in this last week. Welcome to the channel. I'm sure you've had time to go through a lot of the videos that are posted. So welcome. As you can see, we do a lot of court coverage. We do a lot of clips, a little bit of different stuff, a lot of IRL videos you'll see out there. So please enjoy the channel and welcome. All right, moving on. Let's see here. The other news, right? We talked about this a little bit on the walk and talk. What was that, right? We were going to possibly, if I had permission from the individuals that shared this or verified, I had already been aware of this information, but this was just a verification. They all went and said, hey, go right ahead, share the information. So we're going to be doing that this evening. Again, this is just information. For some of y'all, it could be allegations. For me personally, I've already been aware of a lot of this information. I just didn't really want to speak about it until I had a little bit more verification from others, and that's happened, okay? And I am going to speak on it because a lot of people have personally asked me, hey, are you Dino Man? Who's Dino Man? I have no clue, okay? All I can speak up about is what everybody's been telling me about who this individual is, okay? And I will tell you this. This information comes from people that are very involved with the mass community, okay? This is just not some little bird tweeting this shit, okay? And again, most of you, I know a lot of you in there in the chat are already very well aware of this information, so this is probably not going to be new to you, okay? But we are going to talk about this. I am going to talk about exactly what was told to me. Again, for some of you, you could sit there and say, hey, this is an allegation. Hey, you're right. I have pictures, right? I have pictures of the Grindr account. Some of you have the same pictures. You've seen them up before. We've got that already kind of as proof as to, obviously what really, but a lot of people are unaware of what happened when he was in Hollywood. And I'll tell you this whole story of I showed up with $10 in my pocket and I made it in the dream. That's all bullshit. Okay. This guy was a complete piece of shit. He pretty much lived like a fucking homeless person while he was down there. And I'm going to tell you the story. Okay. Hell, if this is not even almost downloaded, I might just start with it now. And as a matter of fact, I think the video just finished downloading. So we'll wait for that. It's a quick story. Like I said, I'm probably going to end the stream with it, but we are going to discuss that this evening. I'm going to tell you the story of Dino Man as it was told to me. All right. Let's see. So Stick. Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I've been kind of focused. Thank you. Reach out once in a while. Stick, thank you for that $2.20 super chat. And I'm going to start reading chat a lot better now. Let's see here. Stick rule. Is that all you wanted me to read? No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Stick, for that. Let's see here. Let me go up here. All right. So I'm reading. I'm checking it out. I got you. All right. But yeah, moving forward, like I said, we're going to watch this video together. That'll be wrapping up the Ganval court case. Like I said, really is nothing much anymore we can talk about this case. I'm just going to let you watch and make your own opinions. The video, like I said, for members has already been out showing the complete like VOD from that Tuesday night, which showed the complete court coverage, as well as the panel show. So if you're more interested in that, that'll be available. But if you just want to see the court coverage, I'm going to have just that by itself too. But this here is going to be a good portion of that court coverage, pretty much the second half. But it's going to include some video that none of us saw on Tuesday night, and that hasn't been posted until this evening. Let's see here. Tabby, NJCourts, hi there. This is my first time seeing your stream. I heard of you from Charlotte, and I heard nothing but good things about you. I look forward to following you. Thank you, Tabby. I appreciate that. Hey, Jersey. Good to see you. All right. Hey, Kia. I'm sorry. I saw some more mods just jump in. Hey, guys. Right now, Lady Bathory, it's just showing under the members only tab. It's been for a week, but that's going to be available for everybody that missed it on Tuesday night. I've just been busy since I got back, with work. So I haven't had a chance to get any of that edited till this evening. So thank you all for your patience on that. But like I said, we did have the show on Tuesday night that had everything on there. If you missed that, unfortunately, it was just, the members did have that available to them. But everybody, if you're not a member, is going to have, that available to them as far as the edited video, which is, you'll see what that is. Once it's available. Pretty much it's going to be the whole full court coverage, except for one of our individuals, I'm going to have them blocked out, which I don't have to do. It's my video. I'm just doing it out of the respect of the individuals all. NJCourts, you should be covering Trina Golden from IP2 murder case, Brian Stowe. Hey, good suggestion. Maybe we are. Maybe we aren't. Rennie! Hey, Rennie, how are you doing? Hey, D Nice. All right. See, much better job. Thank you, guys. And I apologize. I'm reading chat now. All right. Hey, Tammy. Good evening. Okay. This has been downloaded. Let me get this uploaded here, and we'll get started with the first clip of the evening. All right. So thank you all for your patience. Let's see here. Present video file. 7. Yep, that's it. This is it. All right. Let me hide this. All right. So, again, what we're going to be watching right now is going to be the second half of the court coverage. This is the Ganval case. Just to break this down for you, and again, you'll be able to see the first half. Don't worry, it's too long for me to put all this together tonight. Again, we did show all of this Tuesday night. I'm going to show one portion, which is going to be the second half of the court coverage. This is going to be when we're going to be interviewing the witness, Ms. Shainberg, and you're going to see Ganval finally come into the courtroom. The first part of this court coverage, Ganval decided to stay out in the lobby. You're just going to see pretty much his lawyer, the public defender, pretty much the judge and the prosecutor pretty much are going to discuss amongst each other in the first half if a piece of evidence, which is a text message, will be allowed. Pretty much both sides are arguing against whether the evidence will be allowed, which is obviously what the prosecutor wants. The public defender does not want that piece of evidence to be allowed, okay? And this is if it will be allowed into the jury hearing. So that's the first part of the hearing, is the two lawyers arguing this with the judge listening. Ultimately, the judge is going to make a decision whether or not that piece of evidence is going to be allowed into the jury hearing, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to be playing the second portion here when we introduce both Ganval and Ms. Shainberg into the courtroom. This is going to be, I would consider, probably some of the most main parts of this hearing as far as what you're going to hear information-wise. And what I've done as far as showing you some new footage that you haven't seen is, like I said, I had two cameras. One was focused on the whole courtroom. The other was focused on the prosecutor's table. So what I've done is you're going to see this start with just the one screen, which is going to be the whole courtroom. And then eventually, once it matches up to where, you're seeing this camera from the shot from the prosecutor's table and the whole courtroom lines up, that's when you're going to see the dual screen action, okay? That's why I had to upgrade my editing software today, was to do all that, because it was not going to let me do it on the freebie version. So, and I guess now that we're getting more into this court coverage and doing these longer, edits, it needed to happen eventually. So, with that being said, let's get this video going. Here. Let me just make sure. Yeah, this is it right here. All right. Like I said, just be patient. You're just going to see the smaller shot, then it's going to go into the much larger edited version. All right. Now I'm going to be zippity zap right now.
Chamber to the stand for the purposes of the other.
Come right here. Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Please state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Linda Margaret Shainberg, SCHAINBERG.
Okay. Please sit down, relax, state. If you have a
Relax.
question, if you have a question, you can ask.
Good morning, Ms. Shainberg.
Good morning.
So let's get started with, why are we here today?
We are here today because Mr. Witt, William Witt, whatever, however you want to refer to him, violated my restraining order that I had by contacting me.
Okay, so let's start with the restraining order.
Okay.
Why did you put a restraining order against Mr. Wood?
This goes back to probably beginning of 3 years ago. He's been contacting me on the phone, calling me.
Specific
date.
Let's start with the actual date.
All I'm interested in is the authentication for the motion of the meeting.
Yes, Your Honor. So then, on which date did you put a restraining order forward?
It was, I'd have to look at it. I can't remember the exact date.
Would seeing the restraining order refresh your memory?
Yes, please.
Permission to approach opposing counsel.
Yeah.
Permission to approach the witness now? Just look over this page. And when you're able to refresh your memory, please look up again. I'll collect the papers.
The date I just nervous.
Once again, the timeframe is of finding and notification.
Right now, there's no question, so she's just reading. When she's done reading, she can hand it back.
Can I keep this here?
No,
No.
you can give it back to me.
Sorry.
Thank you. Was that helpful to refresh your memory?
Yes.
And on what date will file a restraining order?
I filed it on the 29th, but I believe that they stamped it on the 30th. I was there. I had to come later that day. I came that morning.
I'm not asking the day in which it
Oh,
was.
I'm sorry.
So I'm asking the day in which you first began putting the restraining order forward, that you went and filed it.
I believe it was on the 21st that was on there that he,
Okay, and then at that point on the 21st,
April 21st.
and then you received another date. What was that other date for?
The other date was when I came to the courthouse in person to get the judge to continue the temporary restraining order that I had.
Okay, and on what date was that?
That was April 29th, 2020.
So on April 29th, at what time were you in front of the judge?
I believe it was, I I know, it was delayed, so we had a certain time that we were supposed to be here, but we were waiting outside. And I had a little delay because my alarm went off at my house, so I was caught downstairs.
Oh, what's your objection?
Objection, narrative, we're still dealing with the time.
Overruled.
Continue.
Oh, sorry. When I came to the front doors, my alarm at my house had gone off, and then I got a call from ADT, and I said, look, I'm here at the Broward County Court.
Sustained this time. You can continue answering follow-up.
Okay.
Let's
So
go
anyway.
back to my question. Around what time did the hearing start that day?
I believe it was set to start at like 11:30, but the actual time that we came in here, I don't know the actual time because we were told to turn our phones off. So
Okay, so who was the hearing in front of?
it was, oh my God. I'm so nervous. Oh, my mind is blank right now. I'm trying to think if it was Judge Epstein. No, I can't remember.
You can, we're looking at the injunction.
Yes, it was.
Refresh your memory.
This has been how long ago? I'm trying to,
Permission to approach opposing counsel.
Sure.
Thank you. Permission to approach the witness, Your Honor?
Sure.
Thank you. Once your memory is refreshed, just look up at me and hand me back the paper.
oh, sorry. So this was the first one.
Wait.
Oh,
Are you done
sorry.
reading it?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. Is your memory refreshed?
Just remind me the question was this in front of what judge?
Can you please hand it back?
Yeah.
At this point, is your memory refreshed?
Yes.
So in front of what judge was the hearing?
The very first hearing was a Zoom hearing with Judge Kaplan, and then we had one here at the courthouse.
Okay, and then we're talking about the extension of the temporary injunction.
Okay.
Okay, what happened with the temporary injunction?
I got the temporary injunction when I did the paperwork that day, then I came back later that day about 6 p.m. And then I found out, I got the paper that it was granted a temporary injunction.
Okay, but on the 29th for the temporary injunction?
Yes.
What happened that day with Judge Kaplan?
So I entered the courthouse, and I told you all that. I got off of the elevator, and as soon as I got off of the elevator, I received...
Objection, Judge, she stated earlier that was Zoom, not on the 29th, not the
Overruled.
So on the 29th, you were there, the extension happened. What happened when you got off the elevator?
I got off of the elevator here, and the moment I got off of the elevator, my phone, I showed I had a text, and I saw Mr. Witt, and he was over here in one of these benches, and I get a text, and I was already,
Just take your time.
I was already scared to be here in the courthouse, but when I got off of the elevator and saw that text, I was really terrified, because he texted me that he's gonna win. You know, he always wins.
Okay, and when you received that text message, how did you know that text message was from Mr. Witt?
Who else would send me a text like that Ganval always wins, that I'm gonna lose? And to me, when someone puts on there that I'm here for a court hearing for a temporary injunction to get it extended, when it says that you're gonna lose, a lot of things ran through my head.
Take a moment. So take a moment.
I don't know what he was capable of doing when you text someone that I'm gonna lose. What does that mean?
I understand. So now in this moment, you stated the name Ganval. So who is Ganval?
That's Mr. Witt, that's his, I suppose, screen name on YouTube.
Okay, so how do you know that that's his screen name on YouTube?
Because he has called me live on YouTube.
Objection to the narrative about April 29th.
So how do you know that's his screen name on YouTube?
Because for over a year, he called me on my cell phone and announced that it was his name, William Witt. He's like, this is William Witt Ganval. And he announced himself, and he has called me so many times I can't even tell you, and just constantly calling me, and I would always say, why do you keep calling me? Please stop calling me. Please stop harassing me. But he said his name. He said his name. And I may be older, but I kind of figured out a little technology. And I got my boyfriend, Brent's.
Objection, Judge, there's no question, it's narrative.
I got my boyfriend, his legal name is James, but Brent's cell phone, and I said, give me your cell phone. And I saw him on YouTube, and he said, oh, I'm gonna call Linda. And I was thinking in my own head, how do I do this? And I said, Brent, give me your phone. And I videoed
Let's take a
him.
moment. Let's take a moment before we get into that.
The case and just stick to the authenticating the
Yes, Your Honor.
text message.
So that's what I'm trying to get back to right now.
Oh,
At this moment, how did the defendant have your number?
I don't know, I guess on YouTube, it's called doxing, like I really know what all this stuff is, but it's called doxing, and they post your information, your name, your date of birth, sometimes your social, your address, your phone number, and
So hold on right there. Are you saying the defendant doxed you?
oh, yes, he has put my information out there where I live, and to me, that's very dangerous.
Okay, so then going back to this message, if I were to show you this message, would you recognize it?
Yes.
Commissioner Approach Posting Officer.
Sure.
Thank you. Commissioner Approach the witness, Your Honor.
Sure.
Do you know what this is?
I'm sorry.
how do you know what it is?
That's my handwriting.
Okay, and as to the picture itself, what is that?
That's the text when I got off of the elevator. At 12:18 p.m. And it says, Linda, you won't win this court case against me today. Ganval always wins.
Is this a true and accurate copy of the message you received on April 29, 2021?
Yes.
Have there been any additions or deletions to the message? Yeah. The state moves to enter what has been previously marked as Exhibit A into evidence as State's Exhibit 1, Your Honor.
For the purpose of the motion,
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm objecting, Judge, may I cross on this?
opportunity to cross, but I'm going to,
I'm objecting.
let me see it.
The purpose is to publish it to you, Your Honor.
She already testified what he said, so it's in evidence. It doesn't matter what these papers say.
Yes, Your Honor.
Overruled, I'll let that be in evidence for the purpose of the motion.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any other questions?
At this point, no, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have any questions at all?
I'm sorry, Judge, don't confer, it's going to streamline the questions.
Just a few questions. May I ask you? It's entered as one, correct, Judge?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Ms. Shaver. Just a few questions now. You stated that on the 29th, when you received this text, when you got off the elevator, I'm sorry, when you got off the elevator, this particular text that's been marked as State's Exhibit 1, you stated that you received this as you exited the elevator to come to forth in the building?
Correct, this elevator here.
Okay, so on the 29th, for this particular hearing, the extension, wasn't that on Zoom with Judge Michael Kaplan?
The first one that we had was a Zoom,
Okay.
and then the second one that we had was here in the
So
courthouse.
this message is from the 29th?
That is from the date that we had the courthouse. That
So
is,
this is not, this exhibit state one that was marked, this is not from June 25th. This is on June 25th?
this is on the 29th.
Okay.
This is the day that we were here at the courthouse.
So I think you're getting them mixed up. The date that you were here on the courthouse was June 25th. The date of this hearing was on the 29th to get it extended, was on Zoom.
No, that text is from when I got off of the elevator here. I distinctly remember that day.
Okay. So, and you're saying this is on the 29th, that was on Zoom?
It was the day that I got off of the elevator that we had the hearing here in the courthouse.
So that hearing that you had here in the courthouse, that was the day that the judge asked questions and you guys testified and he denied the hearing? I'm sorry, I misspoke, I apologize. That he denied and dismissed the petition for the injunction. That's the same day, that's June 25th, correct?
I believe it was, but that was on April 29th.
All right, so here's my next question. So this, you stated earlier in your testimony that Mr. Wick had called you numerous times.
I'm
Has he
sorry.
ever called you? I apologize. You stated that he called you many times. You stated that earlier, correct? Yes or no?
Oh, yes, over about a 2.5-year period.
So all of those calls, or just specifically on the 29th, which is what we're discussing here today, did any of those calls come from this phone number? This 954, the 754-400-4690?
Probably. He
So did
used
you?
an array of phone numbers.
Okay, so did you?
You ask your leading question.
Okay, so when you provided the state attorney's office with text messages, how many did you provide from this phone number?
I don't know.
From this
I
particular
don't know.
phone?
I do not know. There was
So
a
it's
stack
more than-
about 3 or 4 inches
Wait,
high.
Okay,
you're done answering that question. She answered the question, you can move on.
so you don't know if it was just this single one?
As I stated, Mr. Witt has used an array of numbers.
Okay, I'm only talking about this phone number. 754-400-4690.
He may have.
But to your knowledge, this is the only one from this phone number.
I can't hear you.
For your knowledge, this is the only one from this particular phone number.
As I stated, when I gave all the information, there were probably 50 or 60 different numbers. That is the number that he texted me from when I got off of the elevator, because I saw him here in the hallway looking at me.
Okay, so how did you know that this text message came from Mr. Witt?
Who else had an interest in scaring me when I get off of the elevator here for a court date?
Okay,
Or
so,
intimidating me?
okay, so here's my other question. You were watching his YouTube before? Have you seen him on YouTube before?
I have seen him on YouTube.
Okay, you've seen multiple people watching him on YouTube, correct?
Have I seen people
Like,
watching him?
they post things, correct?
No.
So you're the only person that has seen him when you're watching him on YouTube?
I don't know a lot about it, but
So, have you read any posts when he's speaking on YouTube of all the people with the comments? Have you read any of those comments on this post?
I don't really particularly read them. The reason,
So you just go on the YouTube just to watch it?
Objection, Your Honor.
no,
The witness can answer the question.
Okay, and it also is not relevant.
Well, it goes,
It-
okay, I'll move on, Judge. Okay, so you're saying that there was no other person who would be able to, it's your testimony, that no one else would have an interest in this particular matter? That's your testimony, correct? Because you're saying it was him.
he,
So what about all the other, well, here's my question. What about all the other people?
Objection,
that
There
watch
wasn't
this.
able to answer the question.
No, actually, it was asked and answered
So I'm
already.
moving on, What about all the other people that watch his channel that knew all about this hearing? Because it's out there, it's public knowledge, where there's thousands of people who know about it. That may not like you because
Objection,
they
Your
like
Honor,
him.
counsel's testifying.
No, I'm asking a question.
Sustained.
Okay, so there's other people that knew about the hearing. Is that fair assessment, since he's posted it on YouTube?
Because he makes it public.
Okay,
And he
so there
wants
was
the
a lot of-
court on public, yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of people that know about the hearing, or knew about it, including
It's
yourself.
public information.
Okay, so there's a lot of people, okay, that's all I need to know. Hang on.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, I have one other question. I'm going to show you your affidavit that you wrote on the injunction from earlier.
Objection, relevance.
Yeah, sustained. Do you have a question for
Oh,
me?
yeah, I wanted to show, in case
Just
you
ask
didn't.
her the
I'll
question.
ask you the question. On your petition that you wrote for the violations for this April 29th, you wrote that you received this text message while you were on Zoom. Do you recall that?
No, I did not get
Would
that
you,
on Zoom.
would you like to see it to refresh your recollection?
I did not get that on Zoom. I remember distinctly when I got off of the elevator, I came here for that court date. And I already had an intimidation with my ADT going off at the exact time that I opened the front door downstairs. And I did let the judge know, listen, I need to have my phone on because Pembroke Pines Police Department is going to be calling me.
Okay, that was on June 25th.
Okay, can I interrupt one second?
Yes.
Because there's,
I have no other questions.
you had mentioned you got the text after you got out of the elevator.
Correct.
Were you going to court or were you leaving court?
No, I had just gotten here. I had just gotten off of that.
So it was before the hearing.
It was before the hearing, correct.
Thank you. Any redirect?
Judge, may I, oh no, I apologize. I don't know.
No redirect at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, good step down, thank you. Did you want to make your argument?
Yes, Judge.
If you could just make the argument of things that you didn't already go over, because that would be redundant, and I
Okay.
do know your argument from that.
Okay. I'll
But
just
if
make
you'd
it
like to
from
add
testimony.
anything after the testimony, that's fine.
Okay, well, I can, okay.
Well, it's your motion. I'll let you
Okay.
go. I'll let him respond. I'll give you the rebuttal.
Okay. Once again, my argument is that even though the witness testified, that she testified that the restraining order was on the 29th and that this text came on the date of the hearing of the 29th. The Zoom hearing on
All right, so that's the end of that testimony. Pretty much that's the end of the editing of the dual, type of video where I was showing the court hearing and then, focusing on the process, or excuse me, the public defender's table and where Ganval was sitting. So I know a lot of y'all may have already seen this, but for a lot of people, they had not seen this part of the hearing. I'm not going to play the entire remaining amount. It's just, we probably got another, let's see here. Yeah, there's probably at least another 25 minutes of that. Again, I will have this posted for everybody to see by the end of tonight or tomorrow. And that's going to be the full complete court coverage. I'll start with that first. And then the second VOD that I'll have be available will be the whole VOD for that evening, which is going to show, the whole panel talk and discussion. So like I said, Ms. Shaneberg, who you see here right now, who's testifying, she actually comes on this panel show and gives a little bit of insight to everything. So that's something you guys, if you didn't catch, I would say is really important to watch if you're going to want to watch this whole thing in its entirety. So I'll have all those videos available for everybody, like I said, either by the end of this evening or tomorrow. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of focus on the test part. So I know that was probably one of the most important parts of this trial. Obviously, because of everything here, the decision was made by the judge to not allow this piece of evidence to go forth. The whole reason that they wanted the testimony from the witness was the judge wanted to hear this. The judge was kind of already teetering towards the side that, that the text message wasn't going to be enough, but the judge did give the public defender the opportunity, or excuse me, not the public defender, the prosecution, to call their witness to speak on behalf of this evidence to see if that would change more direction towards the judge wanting to use it or allowing to use it into the jury hearing. Now, again, there is no not guilty or guilty. This never went into a jury trial. This was quashed by the prosecution office before it could even enter that stage. That's something that you will see towards the end of the video. So again, if you haven't caught the whole entirety of this court case, don't worry, that will be available. But there is one part that you didn't see, which is going to be where Ganval's not even in the courtroom at the time, and either is Ms. Shaneberg, because she wasn't there. So pretty much the reason there's two parts to this is they had to go into a recess. That way they could call Ms. Shaneberg and have her come over to the courthouse. So that's the whole reason why this was broken into a recess and into two parts. Hence why I was going to break this down into two parts that evening, one night, and then the second part the other. But with the permission of Ms. Shaneberg, we were able to provide the second part of the court coverage that same evening. And that's what you saw a part of right now, which was the witness testimony. Pretty much after this, it goes into a little bit of the the defender talking a little bit. Then you're going to go into the judge discussing the case. And then it's pretty much going to be the end of the case or the trial. So I'll let you guys, take a look at that yourself. Like I said, there's probably about a good 20 to 30 more minutes left of this hearing. I just wanted to focus on the testimony part, and I wanted to let everybody kind of see the dual footage. I'm sorry. I know somebody answered earlier if we were going to watch the whole thing. I was just referring to this part or the testimony. I know I said, yes, I meant this part, not the whole entire hearing. So I apologize about that miscommunication, but you will have the opportunity to see the whole entirety if you'd like. That video will be available. Again, that'll be posted onto my second channel, which is the clip channel. And when that's on there, I will go ahead and post a note under the community tab here on the main channel, giving you the link to that video. Again, that may be by the end of this evening or no later than tomorrow, afternoon once I could get to it. Okay. With that being said, I just kind of want to end the Ganval court coverage. Like I said, we were just going to pretty much that ended on Tuesday, but there was a request to see some of this video. There was some extra video, like I said, that I hadn't had a chance to edit into Tuesday's night's coverage. And that's what you saw here was the video from the second camera, which at the whole time was just focused on the public defender's table where Ganval and his two attorneys were sitting at. So that's what you saw this evening. Okay. So that's pretty much concluding this case. Like I said, if anything else comes up regarding this case, I'll provide you with that updated information. Very well, something could come up from this case. Very well, something may never come up from this case, and we're never going to hear about this individual again. And I'm fine with that. Okay. But either way, if something comes up, I will definitely let everybody know, and we'll continue coverage from there, depending on what may happen. But as of today, that chapter has been closed, and we move on to the next. Okay, so following kind of the itinerary here of the night, let's get our introduction into the next individual that we're going to be providing some court coverage into. Again, when I start with that, I mean we're going to follow this individual's hearings going forth with the hopes of, providing the actual court coverage when that trial begins for this individual. Now, remember, this has just started, not remember, because we obviously don't know who this individual is yet, but once I introduce them to you, I just want you to keep in mind that these charges have just been charged. This has just been, a lot of this information is probably about, a few weeks old. So as far as, when we might be able to provide that court coverage, I don't even have a date yet. That's, like I said, why we're starting this coverage now. And what's kind of interesting and kind of, as far as it working, how we work with the coverage, kind of works hand in hand, because this coverage just started and we've just started covering this individual. So it should fall in hand to hand, as the coverage or as this trial progresses, so is going to be the, the coverage into this individual. Like I said, ultimately, I hope we're going to be able to provide the same type of court coverage with this individual that you saw with our last person, Ganval, and with the person before that we still haven't finished yet, which is with Controlla's court case. So with that being said, I'd like to just go ahead and do a quick introduction into the next individual that we're going to be covering. I saw a lot of people in the comments, I think, already had a good idea of who that was going to be. Rolling into the tape. I guess the best way would probably, let me see if I can introduce him to you this way. Hold on here. Just bear with me here for just a minute. Let me see if this video loaded up yet. If not, we'll just jump into the other video. Interesting. All right, I'm going to try sending it over, but either way, it's not that important to introducing this individual, but it would have been a nice way to introduce him. But let me just see if I can shoot it over really quick to my laptop. If not, not a big deal. I know that got another clip we'll just jump right into that'll introduce this person. Let's see here. My files. Videos. Let's do, is it this one? I think it'll be too big for that. All right, so it looks like it's still loading up. So if it comes up, we'll definitely get it played. But if not, do not worry. We'll just jump into it this way here. All right, so with that being said, let me introduce our pretty much the person we're going to be jumping into this month. Now, remember, there were a lot of suggestions this morning from the walk and talk. I mean, one of them was even Jen Bailey, which, I had just barely started kind of learning who that individual was. Obviously, I was introduced to that individual from the ski mask, following him. And I guess one night they were brought into his panel by Amber. So that's a rabbit hole, I guess, I haven't jumped into completely yet. But, that could be possibly another individual we'll look at, because they have gotten in some pretty serious trouble based on a lot of the information that's been sent to me and based on what I read in this morning's comments. So, again, we don't have to just, look at one individual. As far as the court coverage, providing the light court coverage, sure, we can only, be able to probably handle 1 or 2 people a month. But as far as just providing information or background of those individuals, and showing any public information that's available, hey, absolutely, we can do that all day if there's 2, 3, 4, 5 individuals getting in trouble in the same month, which is sad. This month seems to saw a lot of people that we're familiar with in different, communities getting in some trouble here. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce you to the next individual. There they are. Woo, that mugshot does not do him justice, I'll tell you that. That's a pretty mean mugshot there. Let's go back to that. Sorry, I kind of did a little quick clip of their history here. Let me pause that. But for some of you that may not recognize this individual, this is Miss Trina Golden. She is known on the tubes as Trina. I'm sure she has a few other nicknames on there. She comes from the pretty much the community, or I wouldn't even say community. She just pretty much yields from the RV, Captain Content's little RV. He had, I think this was pretty much his last crew before he kind of separated ways from doing the RV stuff, and now I guess following a career of singing. But anywho, Trina was one of his cast members, as he liked to refer to them. She joined in with another member named Cheeto, which some of you may be familiar with, who's also another individual that's recently been in a lot of trouble. But these two characters were part of a bigger group of other individuals that were cast members on Captain Content's RV. Captain Content, for some of you that may not be familiar with this individual, is just another IRLer, probably known more in the IP2 community, but this person just pretty much used to drive around an RV full of a bunch of people that he just films. Most of these people had a lot of mental issues, substance abuse problems. I'm not a big fan of this person. I just pretty much saw them taking advantage of these people. They are adults. He's not forcing them to do anything they don't like. But, when they're under substances and shit like that, they pretty much just put a circus show for the guy. That's where he made his content. Hey, SoCal Mollywop. Yep. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. For some of you that may not know, one of Trina's little kind of sayings was, she was the person that came up with the mollywop. Hell, she even had a little interaction with Skiwi for a bit. I don't know if it was just some beef between them or what, but man, like I said, that guy's had an interaction with everybody. He's just a piece of shit. But Trina was known for the old mollywop and a few other terms she's coined that belong to hers, But yeah, she's been in some trouble recently. We're going to take a look a little bit of her past history. Excuse me. But most recently, I would say this is probably some of the more serious charges I've seen from this individual. Now, I will tell you this. I've just started my light research on this individual. So all I'm seeing right now are just charges coming out of this county here, which is in Kansas. All right. Pretty much the state of Kansas is where we were able to find this public information. I know Trina was in LA, California for a while. She may have picked up charges. Again, I don't know. I'm just saying. She may have resided in other states and picked up more charges. I don't know. But all I'm saying is for the state of Kansas, these are the charges that we are aware of. And they're pretty serious. Like I said, the most recent ones are very serious. And just her past record speaks a lot on her behalf, kind of like Skiwi. I'm almost going to say another, female version of this individual and more on the criminal side as well. Let's show you here. So this is going to be her newest mugshot. Let's see here if I can zoom in, or let's just get this. Let me see if this helps a little bit. So as you can see here, she was booked in on January the 31st of this year. We've got a few different charges on there. Now, if you notice, 2 of them are probation violations. And if you notice, the court has already been set. And if you see that date, that's going to be this week. As a matter of fact, let's see. 24th is Monday, 25th Wednesday. So she's already got her 2 hearings for the probation violations set for this week. Now, the top one there, that one has not been set, okay? Let's show you here kind of what she's looking at as far as current charges. Man, that's a scary mugshot. I can't even look at that. All right, so one of them here is going to be, and it looks like these are probation violations, I guess. And again, I'm going to get you more information about all this. Bear with me, okay? This is just stuff that I've been able to get submitted to me just recently. We've just started the coverage on this individual. Generally, I like to start with showing off, what their past history as far as criminal record looks like. Obviously, we're going to discuss what charges, got him in trouble now. But here we go. This is from most recent to past. That's kind of the timeline here you're looking at. So it looks like on, July 10th of 2020, she was charged with the count of distribution of drugs with death. I'm not sure what that exactly means, but I'll give you an example of what that could mean. That could very well mean a drug dealer, for example, that sells some hot fentanyl, right? Something laced with, let's say some Xanax or whatever, right? That's been laced with fentanyl in it. They sell that Xanax to an individual. That individual overdoses and dies from that drug. Maybe they weren't aware of the fentanyl in it. This is just an example of what I've seen, right? And now they find out who that drug dealer was that sold them that, laced Xanax. Okay, they had the fentanyl in it. Now this individual, the drug dealer, can be charged with pretty much the death or the murder of this individual. Even though they might put the, pills right in their mouth or up their nose, they're still found responsible because they sold those drugs that caused that person to die. So I'm not saying that's what happened, just give you kind of an idea of what I've seen related to this type of charge. Moving on. Okay, here's some more that were related to pretty much the month after that, it looks like. Felony possession of amphetamine drug, THC possession, another second THC possession, and drug paraphernalia. So these were already heard. So if you can see the finding, there's the dismiss, guilty, dismissed, guilty. So I have a feeling that these were probably what she did something with the probation that she received on the guilty charges here. I don't know if it's that real Aldi 1K, but welcome to the chat, Aldi. I already see your sense of humor. Anyways, so as you can see, there's just a little bit of a record. Moving down. This looks like in 2015 and 2016. Use of communication facility, obstruction of legal process, misdemeanor, use of communication facility, Got one guilty charge for sure, and looks like a few dismissals. Going down the timeline here. And I think this was the last thing I could find from that record there in Kansas. And that looks like this comes from 07. So we got criminal damage of less than 1,000. That was a no guilty plea. I don't see what the finding was. That was the plea that individual put in. And then we have an 07. They might have dropped it. I don't know if that's it. But again, I got to look, I've got to find more details on that. I'm just going based on what I see here. And then it looks like, a few months later in December of that same year, she received the disorderly conduct, and that she was found guilty and sentenced that same year, matter of fact. So obviously this individual has had a criminal history, some pretty serious charges, obviously, and with the newest ones being pretty serious as well. So like I said, especially if this hearing has to do with that, distribution murder charge, we'll jump back to that here. That's going to be a serious trial. I mean, this individual is going to be looking at some serious time, especially with the criminal record that they have. So, one, I need to see how many felonies they may have already. Two, that's going to have a lot to do with this, especially if it's from the same state, because especially if it has to do with the type of crimes. If they're violent offenses, this is a violent crime. That's all going to be in consideration when they're sentencing this individual and also prosecuting this individual. So, like I said, there's a lot of background information and research I'm going to have to be doing on this individual, and we're going to be doing that together. But I wanted to introduce you guys this evening where we're going to start. And this is usually how it begins. We usually have a mugshot of this person from their last court or, time they were arrested. We go over, the latest and newest charges, and then look at any other public records that are available for this individual. So, again, this might not be all of it. This is just for this state. So I promise you, as soon as I have a chance, probably going to be midweek when I can return back to doing some of this research. We're going to get on it, okay? Like I said, these trials that are going to be set. Like I said, I'm going to start with the follow-up on what's going on this week with the first trial. And then, obviously, there's going to be something set for the future because we've got this more serious charge that's, there's going to be something going on with that. So like I said, very basic information. I apologize. I like to be more prepared, but this is all I have for right now. Now is when I start doing my research, start providing you with some more court records, start providing you with some more court dates, and we'll figure out exactly what's going on here. But obviously this person does have, is going to have a future court or trial date. And I'm hoping we're going to be able to be able to provide you the same live coverage that we had with the Ganval case and with the Controlla case. So as like with those two cases, especially with Controlla, where we had a little bit more time before the hearing, we had more time, a little bit of investigation, cover the case. And, I plan on doing the same thing here with Miss Trina Golden. So, and like I said, oh, that mollywop, I'll never get that out of my head. We'll watch some videos too. I had some loading right now. I don't know if they'll be loaded up by the time we're done here, but regardless, we're going to be discussing this individual all month. So we'll have plenty of, time to play some clips. So for some of you that may have never even have heard of who Trina is, you can already start doing your research now into that rabbit hole. Just, Facebook, through the YouTube search, just Trina Golden, and you'll see the clips start popping up. Especially, like I said, she hailed from the Captain Compton Army crew, so you'll see a lot of that stuff there. So we'll be playing a lot of clips, so you have a good idea who this individual is. We're going to be showing a lot more public court records. And like I said, obviously, we're going to have an update from what happens this week on two individuals, Controlla, as well as Miss Trina Golden here, because they both have some type of court hearing coming up this week. So, it's going to be a probably pretty exciting weekend. I'm sure we're going to have a pretty big live stream show either Saturday or Sunday or Friday night of next week. And we're going to be providing you an update on everything. But if it's live or breaking news, like for the Controlla coverage, if I find out exactly what's going on tomorrow, I'll go ahead and do like a live breaking type of story, break that news for you, okay, as soon as I get it. But as far as with Trina, we're going to be covering that up to the actual court coverage, and hopefully we're going to be providing you that live court coverage, okay? So there you go. That is the introduction into Miss Trina Golden. Like I said before, if some of y'all have any other suggestions on any other of these bad apples you want to start looking at this month, please DM me. We've already had some people suggest taking a look at Jen Bailey. I shall start looking into that as promised from this morning. So we may have a few different individuals that we're going to be covering this month. And don't forget, we still have Controlla's case that hasn't finished. And we still have Ski Mask that's, a wanted individual pretty much now out on the streets waiting to be picked up by law enforcement. Okay. So we still haven't closed those chapters. So hopefully we will. I don't want to start stacking open chapters. I'd still like to start closing some of those. But as far as one of them, the Ganval court case, that's been officially closed. Yes, I saw Aldi 1K with OG Geese. I'm very well aware of OG Geese are getting in some trouble. So good suggestion there. OG is very well known in the IP2 community, very well known character amongst other communities. So thank you for the suggestion, Aldi 1K. And I know a lot of people have also suggested OG as an individual to look at prior. So, hey, we will look into it. But as of right now, I know we are definitely going to start a court coverage with Miss Trina Golden for sure. Now, jumping into the news everybody was waiting for. And I thank you guys for being patient and, waiting it out with me. Like I said, I didn't want to go too long onto this stream this evening. I know it's a Sunday night for some of us that have real jobs. We got to get to them tomorrow. So with that being said, I'm going to end the stream with the breaking news, okay? I don't even like to consider it breaking news. This is just pretty much going to break you the news, or I don't consider breaking news. I'm pretty much just going to give you the backstory of Ski Mask Andy pre Ski Shell drama phase. I don't know what you call this shit now, pre-cult phase. This was during the Hollywood days, as he calls it. This was back in the days when Ski Mask, showed up in Hollywood with $10 in his pocket and made it to be the IRL king he is now. All right. Yeah. All bullshit. All right. A lot of this is going to have to do with who is Dino Man. Okay. Now, I want some of y'all to understand this is information that was given to me by several individuals. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you who they are, but I will say this. This is information that I was already aware of prior to speaking to these individuals. And when I heard them pretty much verify the same information, I personally made the decision to break this news because I feel that it is 99.9% true. Again, I'm going to let you guys make your own opinion about it. I'm certainly sure Ski Mask is going to deny everything, and he's going to have his opinion about it probably right when this stream ends. All right? But said, let you guys decide what you think. I'm sure most of you already know this story. And we're going to make it short and quick. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a 20-minute story. I'm just going to cut to the chase, okay? Let's talk about Hollywood, all right? So, Ski Mask Andy, when he arrived in Hollywood, he was broke, pretty much homeless, had no friends, no family in Hollywood, okay? He's just running away at this point from his problems in Oklahoma, all right? So he arrives in Hollywood with nothing, okay? Long story short, the way Ski Mask survived Hollywood, because obviously you need a place, to kind of lay your head on every once in a while, was he found himself a nice little home at a halfway house, okay? Now you ask, how did he end up at that halfway house, NJCourts? Good question. Well, he lied, okay? Ski Mask was told that, hey, if you want to get a place to stay at while you're in Los Angeles and you're homeless and poor, the only way you can do that is by, requesting a place. Obviously, there's a waiting line, right? We know this. A lot of people that are in the same position as Ski Mask go to California, to that state specifically, because of the help that they provide for people in those cases, okay? Now, what Ski Mask did was he lied. He said maybe he's not. I mean, some of this shit has kind of come to light now with mental illness possibility. But he pretty much put on the app that he had some mental disabilities, okay? And you know what that did? That prioritized him to get into that halfway house. So now Ski Mask is living in Hollywood. He's got a little halfway house that he has to get to. Now you ask, where's the receipts? Where's the proof, NJCourts? Now let me tell you something. If some of you used to watch Ski Mask back in those days, you might remember that Ski Mask used to have a little curfew that he used to always have to end his live streams at. If you noticed, he always ended it kind of right before 10 o'clock. There was a reason. The reason was Ski Mask was in Hollywood. His halfway home was, probably downtown LA. It was off of Skid Row, okay? That's where he was staying at, was a halfway house off of Skid Row, okay? So he had to jump on a bus, whatever, a little train, whatever, to get from Hollywood back to Skid Row in time for the curfew. 10 p.m., lights out. Exactly, Alex. So that's why there was always that excuse of his live streams ending kind of right before 10 p.m. Ski Mask had to get to the halfway house. All right? Now, Ski Mask being Ski Mask obviously didn't last too long in that halfway house. The story is he got in an argument with his bunkmate and, over stealing shit. Who knows, okay? I'm not going to sit here and make allegations. Long story short, he got kicked out of the halfway house, okay? See ya. So now little Ski-Wee's back out on the streets, right? And we know he can't survive on the streets, all right? He don't even know how to fucking, if you pretty much function like a normal human without having somebody write a detailed list, okay, for the guy. So Ski-Wee found himself in a position of, hey, I have no place to put my head down at night. I'm scared. I'm on these lonely, scary streets of Skid Row. What do I got to do to find a place to live? Well, I'm sure some of y'all could probably figure this out by now. You ever heard of the cut? You want to know what the cut refers to? The cut is the little alley Ski Mask used to perform his daily job for his rent every day, if you know what I mean. And I heard he was one of Hollywood's finest. But I'll tell you this. That's the pre-story of Hollywood days for Ski Mask. Where's this all lead up to, right? How's this involved with Dino Man? Who's Dino Man? I'm not Dino Man. I'll start with that. But I will tell you this. I don't know how it has to relate to that story. But what I've been told is Dino Man was actually Ski Mask's bunkmate. Okay? I don't know which stunt to jail this was in. I have a feeling this probably was the first stint he did in Oklahoma. But Dino Man and Ski Mask have physically seen each other. Okay, Dino Man with Ski Mask is jailmate, his cellmate. Okay, Dino Man eventually became Ski Mask's. What do they call it in jail? I think they the pocket holders. They hold their little pockets, or his jail buddy. Just put you know where I'm going with this, right? So Ski Mask and Dino Man, they've had a relationship before. Okay, they definitely know what's going on. Ski Mask has seen Dino Man. All right, this shit of he's never heard his voice, he doesn't know how he looks, that's a complete lie. Now, if you say, well, I don't believe that, NJ, where'd you get that? Well, just think about it. Why is Ski Mask so fixated about Dino Man? And he claims that Dino Man donated a lot of money to him, was a close adversary of his. Best friends, it almost seems like. And I've talked to a lot of people that say Dino Man was quite a nice guy, very kind to Ski Mask, gave him a lot of good advice. Did Ski Mask listen? I don't know. But I'm telling you, Dino Man is Ski Mask's best buddy. Dino Man is Ski Mask's former lover. Dino Man is Ski Mask's former cellmate. And that's the truth. And you OGs out there, you know it's the truth. For all the new ladies, all the new cult members, yeah, they're not going to believe that. Hell, they don't even know Ski Mask pre-Michelle, okay? They don't know about the Hollywood days. They don't know about the mansion. They don't know about the Ski Mask. They don't know who Hampton Brandon is. All right? None of that shit. But for you OGs out there, I know you know all this. And I kind of had already been told this story. It was just verified to me. So like I said, I'll let you make up your own opinion. But now that you got a little bit of information, start putting the dots together. And I think you're going to start seeing them connect. Obviously tonight, Ski Mask is going to get on there. He's going to say all this shit. He's probably going to repost my pictures of me and my family. He's going to do the whole doxing thing again. And you know what? That's a perfect sign of him showing his anger. And when he gets really angry, you know what he does, right? Why would he be so angry about this being exposed if it wasn't true? Because we all know how Ski is, right? When Ski Mask blows up about something, it's because he knows it's true. So just keep that in mind. But that's who Dino Man is. Really, I'm not bullshitting you. That's who Dino Man is. And that's the story of how Ski Mask survived Hollywood. If you guys want to hear a little bit more, pretty much what this bozo did was just shack up with other transvestites, boyfriends. As a matter of fact, I was told in there's pictures, he had a boyfriend. It was a transvestite boyfriend in Hollywood that actually had a child. He stayed home and pretty much babysitted that child. He had a relationship with this individual. It's not unknown information. People know about his past. He's just decided to hide that. And he thinks he's being smart about it because he thinks these new people that started watching him, since they don't know anything about him, he could just make up anything he wants, right? With this, I'm the Midwest kingpin. Get the fuck out of here, all right? Everybody knows what type of scamming piece of shit he is. Hell, even his new little cult members are all jumping ship like little rats right now. So, and like I said, this wasn't done to embarrass Dino Man, even to embarrass Ski Mask. It's just simply putting out the truth because I was simply tired of him saying, I'm Dino Man. I have no clue who the fuck that is. All right. And frankly, I'm not interested in you, Ski Mask. So if you're just calling me Dino Man because you're kind of attracted to me, I mean, hell, you watch me all the time. I think you say you're thinking about me all the time, which is weird. I'm not him. I'm not him. But, and I'm not interested. Even if I wasn't him, I'm not interested. But just put the dots together, folks. And that's why he hates women. Exactly mente. So, that's it. That's the story of Dino Man. That's what I have for you. If he goes back on live later, Some of y'all pop in his chat, ask him to reiterate about it. And you know what, Dino, man, if you're out there watching, I would love to do an interview with you face to face. And like I said, you don't have to come up face to face. You know, just even just a voice, you know, just so you can reiterate the story or give us your side, please. But I'm telling you, this story that I told you all this evening, you can do what you want with it. But this is a story that I've already heard. The story that was verified to me from other different individuals. Pretty much this story's been verified like 3 times now for me. And that's enough. That's all I need to know that, yeah, this went down. All right. So like I said, I'll let you make your own opinion. But that was the story that was passed down to me. The story of who Dino Man is and who pre-Ski Mask was, pre the Ski Shell era, back in the old Hollywood days. All right. SoCal, I want it. I want the interview with Dino Man. Or hell, even this Ray Vecchio. Let's get him on. One thing we can't do is rewind. Don't worry, Barry Deepwood. You'll have the VOD. You can watch this as soon as we're done here, and you can rewind on that VOD and watch it as much times as you like. So if you want to rewind to kind of catch some of the old stuff that we went over, no problem. The VOD will be up here as soon as this is done, and you can catch up on that. Oh, he's live right now. I knew it. Well, here we go. I guess we're going to hear Ski Mask version of who Dino Man is. But like I said, I already know we're going to hear every fucking piece of bullshit in the world today. But for those of you that are serious, that want to know the truth, put the dots together. And I think you're going to understand what I said is 100% true. You know, it all makes sense. All right. Thanks, American Smoker. So I guess he's just been live waiting this whole time. When is he going to give the news about Dino Man? All right, Renee, I believe it's been known about Ski since his homeless days. There you go. I've told you. A lot of people have known about this story. It's just it's never came out for a lot of people that didn't know the story. So I appreciate that. I see people that didn't know the story. If you've been reading chat, you can see a lot of people have already even verified this. I've heard this before. Oh, we knew. I told you. I told you so. Oh, and one thing I do want to call out little Skiwi tonight before I end the stream tonight. This dude's been begging the last 3 days for money, okay? What the fuck happened to all that $600 to $800 homeboy fucking fundraised for his so-called bond money? Are you kidding me? That dude literally doesn't do shit. He don't pay rent. He don't pay bills. So you're telling me that guy already smoked $600 to $800 fucking dollars up? That's crazy. Man, what a scam boozle, I'll tell you that. If you still think that that wasn't a scam, I can't even, I mean, there's no more I can tell you, you know. I preached enough. But Ski, I challenge you. You're a man that likes to flash his money around. Show us the $600, $800, my man. Where's the bond money, bro? You said you barely were able to pay your bill last night. Shit. I figure you were already paid like 6 months in advance with that money. But guess what? The shitty thing is for you guys that got scammed, when he does get arrested, he ain't bonding out. If that's one of his options, I have a feeling it's not going to be an option. I have a feeling it's going to get revoked. But say it doesn't get revoked, he ain't bonding out because the fucking money ain't there. Oh, okay, Fernando. Maybe he did buy his mom a new oxygen tank. I'll give him that. Maybe he did. Wink, wink. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's funny. Yeah, Dink. Well, you know what? They do. But unfortunately, there's still some of those, you know, and I think they know they're just being stupid. You know, the last of his cult members. Because they have to, you know, after they get off his chat, you know, they've already been down that rabbit hole. They've seen the stories about this jerk. They're just so brainwashed. I guess they just refuse to not believe it. But boy, oh boy, man, it's nuts. But you know what? Like I said, he even knows it. It's down to a handful. And I think after this last scamboozle with the bond money, I think the serious, you know, donations from those people, they've stopped. Yeah, he's going to get once in a while, they've got to get those air hugs, and it's only $1. He's going to get those dollar air hug cash apps, but the days of getting those big old donos, he fucked that up with this last scam, that's for sure. Well, with that being said, folks, like I said, I didn't want to take this evening. It's Sunday night. Tommy, okay, here we go. American Smoker. You really need to take a look at Tommy Fellows from CPP. Guy has a bad last. Fellow, write that down. We had about OG Geezer, which I was aware of that. We'll look more into that. We had the suggestion earlier this morning on the walk and talk about Jen Bailey this month. Then, of course, for some of y'all that may have just joined in right now, we've just pretty much released, or not released, we acknowledged today the next individual that we're going to be looking into, and hopefully providing that court coverage for you, which is Miss Trina Golden, which as of just recently just got arrested. I believe she's still incarcerated and is going to be facing some type of trial this Wednesday if everything is correct on the paperwork that we're reading. So, Cheeto, thank you. I forgot about Cheeto, which is kind of crazy because that's now 2 cast members that Captain Contents RV has provided of some bad apples. All right, let's see. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, cool. All right. IP2 courts. I got to get me a gavel. I know we're working on that. And also, I want to thank everybody that I guess Super Roofer started a donation goal this morning of getting me a gimbal because he's tired of getting seasick when I do my walk and talk. So I appreciate the people that donated this morning, and those donations will go into the gimbal savings account. And then we received the $10 donation this morning for some gifts for the doggos. So we'll take care of that tomorrow for them. Thank you so much for that. And thank you, everybody that donated this evening. Thank you so much for everybody that joined this evening. I saw all the jury members out there. Thank you for throwing out those emojis. I hope you're enjoying those. D-Gaff, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hey, good to see you're a member of the jury, brother. Welcome. But yeah, I appreciate y'all joining me this evening. Thank you guys for all their support. Like I said, for some of y'all that aren't members of the jury, I appreciate your patience this week with me. That video will be out tonight or tomorrow. That's going to include the full court coverage. I hope you're able to see some of the important part today, which was the testimony of Ms. Shaneberg. But again, you will, if you haven't had a chance already to see it, you'll have that opportunity, and I promise you that. So thank you for your patience for waiting on that. So, hey, thank you guys so much. Like I said, I hope you guys have a great evening. Enjoy your week, and if there's any breaking news coming up, I'll definitely break that for you. So keep those notifications on. If you can, please give me a thumbs up tonight. That would be much appreciated. Smash that like button, as they say. And if you already haven't had a chance to subscribe to my other channel, the Clip channel, I would really much appreciate it because a lot of y'all that asked about, well, where's this VOD? Where's the court stream going to be at? That court stream is going to be on the Clip channel, the other channel. So if you're looking out for that tonight or tomorrow, and again, don't even look out for it. I'm going to give you a notification on the main channel once I posted it. It'll be on my secondary channel. So on that post, there'll be a link. Hit the link, and there you go. You're there. All right? Hey, I appreciate everybody. Thank you, mods, for joining this night. Thank you, chat. You guys did an awesome job. Everybody was awesome. I saw a lot of great suggestions, a lot of great comments. I saw a lot of great little arguments amongst each other. Like I said, we can act like adults. Hey, it makes for great conversation. We learn a lot, okay? A lot of insight. So thank you, everybody. Have a nice evening. Don't forget to spay and neuter your animals. Love you guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next time. NJ Courts, out.